You're listening to the Youth Critic Podcast on KHZ Network. Find us on Facebook at Decibel UNG Radio and find us on Twitter at Decibel UNG. If you like this episode, please leave a like and comment on our iTunes page at KHZ Network.
To be or not to be.
And now for the podcast.
Not to be.
Columbia Pictures is proud to present the screen's greatest action hero, Jack Slater.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Youth Critic Retrospective. I am your host, Cale Smith. Joining me today are Michael Benton.
What up, what up?
And Phillip Shadburn.
Hey, you know my last name.
Yep,
Phillip,
I do.
Actually, Phillip, let me turn you up a little bit. Can we get your levels here?
Hello, Governor.
God, I love your voice.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes when you're an actor, you got to work on the accents.
Yes, you do. Actually,
I'm pretty good at a southern accent, though.
Can we hear that one?
Yeah.
There it is.
There you go.
Can I try one? Throw an accent at me and I'll try it. Sorry, Cale. We'll totally get back to you in a second. But I just
A demon accent.
demon accent. Hey guys, I'm a demon, but I'm seriously like possessed, and I'm gonna bite on you, and I'm gonna suck out your blood, but I'm gonna do it through the back of your butthole.
Okay.
Is that good?
That's good enough.
Okay. I like how your roommate, who you told that we're in the middle of a podcast, was like, "Hey, let's take this loud conversation."
Are they on the porch?
I think so, and they're being loud.
Yeah,
Cale,
we got the sheets.
Cale, this is such a disaster. I am so sorry. Put on your headphones. Hey, disaster artist with my favorite
Me Too
Me
guy.
Too guy. Damn it, he was so good too. Cale, this is your show. You take it where you got to take it. You've got Michael Benton here.
And Phillip Shadburn.
All right.
All right, so we're talking this week about Last Action Hero. I'm going to start with you, Michael. What's your history with Last Action Hero?
Shit, it might be the same as Phil's. Phil, tell me where I'm wrong here. One of the cornerstone of my wanting to be a movie guy and what got me into movies legitimately is Terminator 2. It's my favorite film of all time. And I mean that in no trying to be cool way. I mean, like, that's my favorite movie.
Cameron knows how to do a sequel.
Fuck yeah. Way better than the original, in my opinion. You know, the original's a great indie movie. The second one is the best action film I have ever seen. It is a masterpiece. Anyways, because of that, not just because of that, but I grew up worshiping the 80s and early to mid 90s action heroes. I mean, that was my jam.
Yeah.
So at the top of that heap is fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I think I must have, when did this come out? 94?
93.
93? I must have seen it. I don't know if I saw it in theaters, but I know that very shortly after I saw it.
Not theaters. Yeah, same here.
Same
I think it was
for you?
like HBO or
'Cause Phillip
Showtime.
and I are both, we disagree on stuff, but we're both action movie guys, and that's my favorite it's one of my favorite Shane Black movies, because it's so clever, it's so well written. I'm not kidding. Like, I have nothing but high praise for this movie. I have loved it ever since I was a kid, and rewatching it as a filmmaker and as adult age, I am 30 years young, ladies and gentlemen. I think it is legitimately a masterpiece in the action movie genre. Bam!
It really is. And also to kind of be, I mean, let's be honest, it's a satire of every action movie around that time.
Yep, it's so smart. The script is so fucking funny.
And the Easter eggs kind of like in it.
Like what?
There's one part where they go to the video store, and I guess
fucking Stallone.
And Stallone is Terminator. Yeah.
He's in the Terminator 2 standee.
And then in the reality world, there is Arnold Schwarzenegger, not Jack Slater.
Oh, dude, or especially when you see Robert Patrick show up.
Yeah.
When you see Robert Patrick show up as the T-1000 cop, he's just so intense. He's in the L.A. Cop uniform, and he's so badass. I actually saw him once. Here's how much Terminator 2 is in my mind constantly. Same thing with Alejandro, okay? My co-director and best friend. We were going to the High Museum in Atlanta, right, to see some exhibit. I forget what it was. Might have been the Dutch Masters. It was the Dutch Masters exhibit.
Oh,
okay?
cigars.
Anyways...
That I can't smoke right now.
Yeah, that's right. Too much smoke. Anyways, we were in the elevator from the parking garage to get up to the museum floor, and in the elevator we looked at each other and said, "Hey, what would you do if all of a sudden the fucking T-1000 stabby knife started coming through the roof?" You know? Yeah, exactly. We did that whole thing. The doors open. We walk into the museum. No less than 30 seconds later, we see Robert fucking Patrick, the T-1000 himself, walking around with his family. And we were like, This is the great. Dude, there was Rembrandt on the wall. There was Vermeer's fucking girl with the pearl necklace or whatever. I was looking at none of that. I was
Nice.
looking at fucking Robert Patrick.
Pearl necklace.
That was
Cool.
Philip, you dirty-minded. Hold on, Kale, real quick. Do you know what a pearl necklace is?
Yeah, it's what Martha Wayne wore when she was with her family that night.
I don't know.
In front of her son?
Okay, Philip, can you please, real quick, you dirty-minded
Okay.
bastard, tell
A
Kale.
pearl necklace is where a girl gets on her knees and you jizz on her neck.
Yeah, that's what a pearl necklace is.
ZZ Top had a song. She wants a pearl necklace.
That's right. I forgot
She
about
wants a pearl necklace.
Was that on Hombres or whatever? Trace Hombres?
I don't know. I had the greatest hits.
Okay, anyways, sorry,
That's
Kale.
all I needed.
Okay.
Sorry, Kale.
Yeah, so my history. I was not born yet when this movie came out.
That's
So
right. You're a 94 baby.
yeah, I'm 94.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And so I watched it because of you and
Me?
Will and our other friend Brian Perales.
Brain paralysis. That's what I call him. He's a dick sometimes.
Name drop.
You guys were talking about it, and I overheard it, and I was like, you know what? This sounds like a really good movie. I like John McTiernan. I definitely like Schwarzenegger. So I watched.
Shane Black?
Yeah, Shane Black. Shane Black too.
Okay.
Well, of course, I like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
That movie's so good.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer plays one of the great gay characters of all time. He said, all right, Philip, did you see that movie?
It's
It's got one of my favorite lines of all time. It
twice.
says, he says, Val Kilmer turns to Robert Downey Jr. very angrily and says, you know what you'll find if you look up moron in the dictionary? He says, what, a picture of me? He says, no, the definition of moron, which you fucking are. Love it.
I like that. Caddy.
He was, what was his name again? Gay Perry.
Gay Perry.
Gay Perry.
Gay Perry.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
But yeah, so I watched it a few years ago, and I, from the get-go, I think after the first 15, 20 minutes, it was after the scene where Danny gets robbed in his house, where it just got completely dark for no reason. That's when I started to realize, okay, so there must be something going wrong here, because this movie, jumps from wonder to comedic tone to kind of a Spielberg tone to, oh shit, this kid's getting robbed in his
Action movie reality.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like we're jumping around.
It was like an action-packed page master.
Yeah,
Fucking Philip, get in here for a handshake, sir.
All right.
That was, I'm sorry, I rarely do this, but Philip, well fucking said.
was.
Yeah,
All right.
it
Now,
is.
normally Philip has like underwear on his head and he's just spraying shit everywhere.
Vomiting.
Philip, that was fucking gorgeous.
I know,
I always
Yeah,
have to
no,
cut that
seriously,
out.
that was good. That was good.
Thank
yeah, I
you.
know. You always have to go edit out the part where Philip says, fuck this.
I know. It's a disaster editing.
Yeah.
The disaster artist.
Yeah. So
there we go.
Again.
So then, of course, I look up like the production history, and I kind of find out like this movie was like cobbled together, like within weeks after they finished filming.
I'm having call it Spidey sense, but what do you think about this movie?
It has a great premise, but I don't hate it.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm just
Here we go.
disappointed.
What
Why?
the fuck? What the flip is wrong with you? What happened?
I don't know. I don't know.
Were you taking
because-
it serious?
No.
Were you taking it literally?
I mean, I did when I was a kid. I was like, yeah.
Me too.
With the
No,
cartoon
I'm not-
cat cop.
Okay, so yeah, please explain to us, because you're talking to two diehard fans of this movie. Hold on, what was that?
I'm
give
telling
me
you,
a
I was
second.
giving you this thing to turn down because I think I'm peeking.
Are you too loud? Hold on.
I might be peeking.
Kale, can you talk?
Yes.
Talk?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, well,
Oh,
to be honest,
yeah,
you go
yeah.
from like fifth.
Yeah. Okay.
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Lean back
And
a
it's-
lot.
Okay. Okay. So.
Lean in, baby bear.
Yeah.
Did we brain fart you?
I think we brain farted you. Kale.
No, my head just hurts still from thinking about this movie because.
What the fuck? Why is it causing a headache? What is going on here? Why do you hate love? Why do you hate fun? Why do you hate joy, Philip? I mean, why does he hate these things?
I don't know, man.
Oh, now you got Philip mad now. He's not.
I'll tell you what, though.
Okay.
I did like the part where, is it Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kid. Yeah.
Where he transports into, I guess, Hollywood world, and he gets into the car. And of course, it's Jack Slater in the front, and it's like a car
that's
chase.
his name, right?
And I love that AC/DC song, "Big Gun."
Yes, great song. Yeah, that is such a great intro for his. Actually, can I ask you a question? I know this is your podcast, but can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mind? Okay. Are you because I know recently, over the past maybe year or two, you've made a point to watch some of the older movies and try and delve into sort of seeing more instead of just kind of what was current, right?
Right.
Would you say that's fair?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you really taken a dive into action movies of the 80s? I'm talking like, let's do it, Predator,
Commando.
I have a Predator podcast coming up in September.
Cobra.
I've not done Cobra.
Any of the Rambos.
Any of the Rambos.
I've been meaning to do Rambo for almost a year.
Really?
Because,
Did you ever see it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I saw the first movie.
Was Tango and Cash the 80s?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
87, I think. 87?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. I know I'm right. No, I'm just kidding. So
But
if you haven't taken a dive into the action movie genre,
Nighthawks.
I want God, that's like a genuinely good movie.
Yeah.
But I wonder if because you haven't taken the full dive into action movies, that maybe you're missing some of the clever play on the cliches and the you know what I mean, like.
I mean, I've seen. You're talking to someone who grew up on Schwarzenegger movies because I had a dad that loved Schwarzenegger movies. So okay. So I mean, I knew a lot of the tropes, and I had seen the Lethal Weapon movies beforehand.
Okay.
I had definitely seen Predator. I definitely had seen the Terminator movies. I had definitely seen. I was aware of not only this recent viewing, but my first viewing of what the movie was trying to comment on. I knew what it was talking about, and and some of the jokes were legitimately funny.
Yeah.
There's just a cartoon cat that just, is wandering around.
Yeah.
But think about the part where I think the house explodes, and then there's the white cop and the black cop, and the black cop, I guess, is supposed to be like the Danny Glover kind of characters, like in the trick going,
2 days to retirement. And then he dies. And they have the saxophone.
Yeah. I love that cliche.
That was a clear fucking nod to Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Riggs.
Wait, no, Murtaugh. Yeah, Riggs was Mel Gibson. See, this is where we'll talk fucking you in circles about action movies. So,
you newbie.
I do love the Lethal Weapon movies.
What's your favorite?
2.
Really?
I love 2.
I'm 1 and 2. I don't go past that.
You know what?
I didn't mind 3.
Actually, no, I didn't mind 4. I hated 3, to be honest.
4 is actually fine.
Jet Li was in.
Yeah, and I'm not a big Jet Li girl, but I liked the 4th one. Even though, I'll be honest, you know why I don't like the 2nd one? Do you know why I don't like the 3rd one? Do you know why?
Russo?
No, the reason I don't like the 4th one, I'm all right with Rene Russo. You know why I don't like those?
Why?
I hate Leo Getz. He's like, okay.
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci's character is so fucking annoying to me.
Joe Pesci mode.
I get it. Philip, get in here for another handshake,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
He made a Depeche Mode joke. Oh, we did like the fucking Queen and King.
Hey, am I
handshake.
hungry like the wolf, eh?
Yeah. But I think it was always just, I get his character's supposed to be annoying. I get that. But it was so annoying that I do not like it.
You like Tommy from Goodfellas, but
that's not annoying. That's
no, it's not. That's what I'm
insanity.
saying.
Right.
There's a difference.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Joe Pesci, I love as an actor, especially Raging Bull and Goodfellas and Easy Money with Rodney Dangerfield. I have said a million times, you still have not seen it.
Gone fishing.
You remember when they're at the fancy?
We're gonna do that one.
You remember when they're at the fancy restaurant and the waiter goes to give? They have the big wine glass and he fills it up just a little bit, and Joe Pesci sat there. That's how they do it, And Joe Pesci goes, "Hey, I'm a big boy. You can fill it to the top."
Yeah, me and my parents saw Gone Fishing in the theaters. My parents love that movie. I remember having it on tape.
I did too. I loved it. Now, Kale, I see you're on your smartphone because you can't get through your own podcast without getting bored. But no, sorry. I feel like
We bring the jokes.
I feel like Philip and I are doing a lot of the talking. Your show, I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Okay, so, but yeah.
I'm just gonna shut up.
I genuinely like the movie. I'll say this: I genuinely like the jokes, and I genuinely like
It's a
the
fun
premise.
movie.
My problem with the movie is there's a lot that still could be cut out. For me, it's a little too long. It's 2 hours,
2
and 10
hours
minutes.
and 10 minutes. Yeah, right.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
And on top of that, I think the movie is more interesting in the Hollywood world than we are in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I would have loved it if it had just stayed in that contained environment because
But it can't.
because the joy of the premise is this kid basically gets the Willy Wonka golden ticket essentially to go be in the sequel to his favorite franchise.
Absolutely.
And he gets to play in that world for however many hours he gets to be in it.
What about Slater's daughter, huh?
What was her name?
I know she played Sonya Blade and was in Billy Madison.
Kayla, I bet you'd tear that shit up, dude. She was
Maybe
fine. Too fine.
Somebody's a little picky.
Yeah,
Speaking of Shane Black, I wonder if Shane Black wrote the scene where she's like starting to beat up the guy.
That's right, because it
and
jumped around the script.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Did he write the initial draft, or was he brought on as a doctor?
So the production history of this movie was Zach Penn and another co-writer wrote the original script of the movie, and it was supposed to be more darker, It's supposed to be just a satire.
It shouldn't be more darker because it would just be darker. More would be if it's a word where there's no
It is
ER.
going into a more darker tone. It was going to be more...
again, it wouldn't be more darker. It would just be
Did I say more darker again?
Yeah,
It'd
that's
be
like saying...
darker tone.
Okay, I got it.
It'd be a darker tone. It'd be...
Sorry, I almost graduated college, so...
Me too.
Fuck, we didn't get into that.
No, we will one day.
Hold it.
Fuck, we didn't get into that. I am
But-
so flipping mad.
mad.
Hold on, let's just do the bit now.
right.
Phil. College.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, sorry, go on, Kale.
But... So it was written by Zach Penn, and then...
Chris Penn's
ultimately...
unsuccessful brother.
No, is he...
No,
That would
Zach
be
Penn's
Sean.
actually... Zach Penn's actually an accomplished screenwriter.
I miss Chris.
I
I'm a
do too.
kickboxer.
But yes.
That's always
best,
fucking
best of the
kickboxer
best.
with-
Best
why-
of the best.
why is
1
it
and 2.
always these
He
fucking-
dies in 2.
Okay, why is it always these ones with you? Why isn't it fucking Reservoir Dogs? Why isn't it fucking...
Footloose.
Why isn't it fucking Corky Romano where he played the gay gangster brother?
Pale Rider.
But
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
after a while,
he was in that.
Columbia wanted Shane Black to come in and basically do...
He was the it boy right then,
Yeah,
because he was coming off of that.
Well, Last Boy Scout was,
Great
at the
movie.
time, like...
I fucking love that movie so
think you're
much.
so
It's so
fucking
messy.
cool.
It's so messy. Yeah, so... Taylor Negron in that movie,
Yeah.
or probably Negron is probably the proper
Negron.
word. Have you ever seen The Last Boy Scout? Can we talk
on the
about
list.
Shane Black? Quit saying it's on the list. Either it is or it isn't in your brain. Shane Black.
I love Shane Black, and I'm
Yeah,
looking
me
forward
too.
to his
Did you marry
Predator
him?
movie.
I'm not.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm honestly, since Predator 2, and Predator 2 is a stinker.
I like Predator 2.
I do
I
too,
saw
but
Predator
it's a
2 when I was a
stinker.
kid.
Predator 2 sucks. I just like,
like the
it.
ending.
No, you like nostalgia.
Yeah.
Me too. That's why I like it. But let's be honest. Danny Glover running around in his underwear is only cool when he's in Lethal Weapon.
And Gary Busey being the usual nutcase.
I fucking love Gary.
But he was right.
He wasn't wrong. That's a good point.
yeah.
He was right in the end.
Well, the reason why I'm looking forward to it is he's also got his friend, co-writer Fred Decker, who did Monster Squad and
Oh, goddamn.
is it Night of the Creeps?
I
Fred
don't know.
Decker. Anyway, Fred Decker is co-writing the script, and
So it's
I'm
like
a
an old
huge-
screenwriting buddy from the 80s?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that
I'm
sounds
a huge
His
Fred
old
Decker
Coke
fan.
buddy.
Probably. So are they totally going in the 80s direction of action movies? I mean, it's Shane Black.
I think so, and they're going back more towards an R-rated tone. Like,
Good, the first one.
so yeah, I'm a huge Shane Black fan. I love The Nice Guys. I really liked Iron Man 3.
Okay, don't say anything. I have not seen The Nice Guys yet. It's
I seen
okay.
it. It was all right.
It's really
I mean, it
good.
had my boy Dwayne.
I bet you I'd fucking
Now that's
love it.
that's the other guys.
You would love The Nice Guys.
So
I
have
don't know
you
what
seen The Nice Guys?
is. No, I don't know what it is.
It's with fucking
Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
No,
you don't like Russell Crowe?
No, I don't know what the Nice Guys is.
It's an action movie
Okay.
by Shane Black, the guy who did Lethal Weapon,
did a rewrite on Predator.
Kiss
Okay.
Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah.
And also did a rewrite on the movie we're talking about today. You should
Yeah.
love him. He also directed
Yes.
The Last Boy Scout.
Well, I
And The
know
Long
who
Kiss
Shane Black
Goodnight.
is.
but you don't know.
He was the glasses guy in Predator.
We're leaving.
And the
Yeah, Hoskins.
and, hang on, yeah,
Hawkins.
leaving.
glasses
Get the
guy?
fuck out of here. Yeah.
Oh, look at you. Oh, Philip bites back.
And then
Philip, hold on real quick. I can't let this go. Philip?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
And I love you.
I love you too, man.
Yeah, and then Shane Black wrote the script, and then Bill Goldman actually wrote the final draft.
Goldman.
Huh.
Goldman.
Does he have a
Yeah.
pharmacy?
Yeah,
Go on, Kale.
William Goldman, who did The Princess Bride,
Mort
Misery.
Did a what? William Goldman did a rewrite on this?
Yeah, he did an uncredited rewrite on this movie.
The fucking author of...
Princess Bride, yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies of all
Yeah.
time.
It
That
has my boy
adaptation-
Andre.
And if I
got my
remember
boy
correctly,
Wallace.
I think he did
Wallace
like
Shawn.
the last like shooting draft of it with because Shane Black was gone before John McTiernan came on board.
And John McTiernan, fucking hell of an action movie director. I mean, the dude did fucking Die Hard.
Predator
And Die Hard.
and The Hunt for Red October.
Yeah, well, fuck that.
You know, that one is overrated in my
Fuck Tom
opinion.
Clancy.
Yeah, dude, fuck Tom Clancy. When it
Boring
was
old cunt.
Did you ever hear what fucking Stephen King said about him?
No.
Because they were both the big fucking prolific, thick book authors of the 80s, the big bestsellers. And he said, Stephen King said, well, let's just say he thought very little of Tom Clancy, and I
Yeah.
agree with him.
That and Dean Koontz.
Did you know it's actually pronounced Kuntz? I'm not making that up.
Really?
Google-
Dean Kuntz?
No, it's Dean Koontz.
Okay.
I was about to say that's odd.
Google translation.
Yeah, exactly.
Dean Koontz.
Now, so why do you hate?
I think it's more just because of the uneven tone and the unevenness of the movie. Because the movie just jumps around a lot from
Can you?
its action tone to its comedy.
It's shift. It's
It has
shift.
to.
But it's also quick
but it's
tonal
never
shifts.
right. But it's not in organic ways. It's not really suited for the story, especially when we get back into the real world with Jack and Danny, and it just becomes this crime thriller again, or it just, and then it becomes the story of Jack having kind of just a crisis with himself because he's like, I'm a made up character, like
How cool is that? To
Yeah.
realize that you're not real. I mean, that goes to the heart of philosophical debate since I would probably say the Socratic era.
No.
But the movie doesn't like do anything interesting with that, and it's not really that funny of a joke. So
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger having a breakdown. That's hilarious. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't even exist.
real.
I am not real. What's better on earth? Okay, let me ask you
but
this.
it's played
I-
seriously.
It's actually kind of not, though. It's played in a serious... It's
Did
given
you go
a
in
serious...
thinking it was a serious movie? Or?
Yeah, that is a good
'Cause
question.
I
don't
was
think
9.
I'm not like nostalgia critic in this, where I just don't see the comedy at all. Like that's not at all. That's not at all. I see the comedy in it, and I see.
Kale, what is
what
this
they're-
a drawing of that I drew on this notepad? Can you explain that to the audience?
It looks like a deformed croissant.
That's not a croissant. That's a penis.
And
Oh.
what do you do with them, Philip?
You can have sex with women, men, or animals, or since you like trans people and stuff.
What are you doing? Are you still hung up on
What?
trans people, really?
No.
Are you still hung up on that?
No, you're just trying to throw me in a fucking corner. Is what you're doing.
I'm putting baby in a corner, and I'll tell you why I'm putting baby in a
You don't put baby in a fucking corner. I'll Swayze, I'll roundhouse kick you.
But you said animals, and then you said trans.
Oh,
Like-
well, I wasn't thinking. I've had like 4 beers.
I love you. Mm-hmm. Is that
Did y'all
reciprocal?
have a
Love you
bonding
too,
moment?
baby girl.
Did y'all just have a bonding moment?
I
We've
had to
had plenty
bond my
of-
fist in his fucking.
Oh my god, damn. Philip don't play sometimes.
Nah, I don't play. I
Oh,
fucking like.
okay.
I'll be
wow.
honest, Philip doesn't play, but if he does play, it's for keeps. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
Philip,
yeah,
he
yeah.
plays for keeps.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
but no,
but-
Kale, this just so you know, this is a penis I drew.
Okay,
That's not
just-
a deformed croissant. But
Well,
if
it was like it's missing some of the gaps are not
How
filled
you
in.
mold your croissants?
I'll fill it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, I'll be honest. If it was a croissant or a penis, it would still be going in my butt.
I mean, I'd still
Okay.
eat it. I like croissants.
If I made you a penis-shaped croissant, would you eat it?
Yeah, if you made me a penis-shaped cake for my birthday, I don't care. I'll eat it.
You would, right? Because it's a cake.
What flavor
and you're not a
cake.
homophobe.
It's just it's.
What flavor cake would you want it to be?
Huh?
What flavor cake would you want it to be?
Philip, Kale, you should get on mic though.
What flavor cake would you want it to be?
I guess
You should still be
regular
looking at the
birthday
mic.
cake. With the sprinkles
Kale,
and the.
Kale, move it with you.
You know what? I
Right.
actually wouldn't mind a cheesecake. I'm a big cheesecake
Especially
boy.
if it's in the shape of a dick cheesecake.
Oh shit! Smack my
Did
bro.
Oh, you're so nasty.
Oh,
with
you're
like
so bad.
with like a white chocolate glaze.
Okay, Kale, no,
I don't
that's
judge
it. No, okay, we got to
color.
get into this real quick. Kale, I follow you on Facebook. So does Philip. Kale, when I look at your Facebook, I want to look at your movie reviews because you got a great take on movies. I love your opinion on them as a filmmaker, and
I'm
you
flattered.
No, seriously, genuinely do. Okay, and I also check out your movie at Movie Kale. I check that out. Okay.
Oh, cool.
But I gotta ask, what is with all the fucking cake videos? You share nothing but cake videos. They're so sweet and sugary and dense. And there's one where what is it, Philip? It was like a
Could
peanut
give me
butter.
a fucking tumor of the brain. It's like 1,000 grams of sugar in each bite.
Kale, what are you doing? Do you make those?
No, well, occasionally, yes.
Or you just watch them and kind of like
Are you sort
jerk
of like?
off?
Are you like a baker?
Yes, I do like to cook.
Really? What's your prime dish you make?
Chicken Alfredo.
Really?
Yes.
You make the white sauce yourself and everything?
Yes.
Right? How do you make the white sauce? I gave him the jerk off symbol.
Yeah.
No, but Kale.
I'll tell you later.
So,
Oh.
so Kale.
Wow.
Interesting. So Kale, you make chicken Alfredo, but when you bake, do you bake from scratch or do you get like a you know what I mean?
It depends on what I'm cooking. Like if I'm just making a simple chocolate cake, I'll just use Devil Foods cake mix and
Not
then
a baker.
Baking is great because it's like a science. There's a lot of measurements involved.
Right? Yes, of course.
So what's the last thing you baked?
Like from scratch,
Or just what's the last thing that came out of your oven that you put in your mouth and ate?
I would say chocolate cake.
And what was going on with this chocolate cake? If I know you, oh sorry, that was my cell phone, and that's a really sad text I can't talk about.
Well,
The
That's from your
chocolate
stud
cake,
finder app.
because I'm gay,
Yeah.
and because you hate gay people, you monster. You with your gay dad or your gay brother, excuse me, your gay dad.
Gay dad.
He does make jams, and he makes some killer jams. By the way.
He's
Oh, yay.
retired in his 60s with a wife in his 60s. In her 60s, I mean.
So it's
No,
my
hey, it's
grandma.
2018.
There we
if that's-
go.
Okay. No,
They
but
have land.
did they really?
Yeah.
They're living the dream.
A few acres, but.
I used to give him shit about his dad making jellies and jams, but it's so much better than my dad, who's like, "Hey, sport, what's your insurance? Because I got a thing going on up here.
Yeah.
That could maybe make a couple
I
hundred."
know a guy with a really fast horse.
You ever seen that movie Seabiscuit? Me neither, but we're gonna be rich.
So
Like, that's my dad.
This prince from Nigeria.
Yeah, exactly.
right?
My dad's
He
got
says,
like
so
a-
I need a little bit from you, a little bit from your brother.
Okay, hold on.
and
No, he's not dumb.
I know.
He's just scuzzy sometimes. But what? Okay, so this chocolate cake you baked.
selling vitamins.
I put it in two 8-inch round pans, and
Okay.
then I just made a double layer chocolate cake with homemade chocolate buttercream frosting.
Buttercream.
God
Fucking
damn,
Jesus,
I'm getting
Kale.
a fucking headache.
Kale.
You have to go buttercream.
Do you bake it for the family or is it for
Buttercream
you
gang.
to eat throughout the week or something?
Yeah,
No, you're good.
Nah, it's fine. It's fucking
Who's
traffic.
it for?
it's for the family because I don't live by myself, so.
So yeah, you make it for mom, dad. Does dad
Yeah,
eat cake?
no, not really. He doesn't eat a lot of dessert.
He's more of a kind of a fitness guy, isn't he?
He's a buff buddy.
Sort of. He's more of a cheesecake person.
So if Philip and I said, "Hey, Kale's dad, Michael, the gay guy, just made Philip for his birthday a dick cheesecake.
wiener cake.
Would he come over and have a slice, or is he kind of just like, nah, I'm good?
If we cut a piece of it off already, maybe.
Oh, but if he sees the shape, he's gonna be a little like, not a fan.
Okay, we'll give him a square from the shaft.
From
so
the
he just
shaft.
thinks it's
Great.
a regular. Oh, okay.
Of course.
Okay, I
Yeah,
get that.
could
Okay,
work, yeah.
all right. Well, we'll see you guys next time on the Philip. Oh wait, sorry. We're so
It's not
used
your
to this.
show.
Go to audible.com.
Do you want to do the ad?
I don't
Guys, the Phillip and
the
Michael
fucking
show.
ad.
Read the fucking ad.
The first one.
I don't get any compensation.
Phillip is mad. Phillip's gonna fucking crack you through a fucking press table. You keep going. He's bust out the wrestler.
I worked out today with a hurt shoulder, so I'm just saying.
Read that top one.
But my show's not even sponsored by Audible.
No, read ours.
Why?
Be nice. Oh, Phillip, you ballbuster.
Why you not sponsored? I'm just joking, man.
Okay, fine.
You're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. But can you read our
Do your
ad,
thing.
please?
The episode of the Phillip and Michael
Okay.
show.
Nah, you suck at that.
This episode of the Phillip and Michael Show is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/PMS. Hundreds of thousands of titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Again, that's www.audibletrial.com/PMS.
They got Dr. Seuss, y'all.
That's how you do that shit. They got Dr. Seuss as read to you by, like, I don't know, Roald Dahl. Go on.
Is Roald Dahl even still alive?
No, but wherever
No,
he is,
but
he's hanging out with Hitler.
He is in hell
Oh,
with Hitler.
God.
He hated Jews. You know that, right?
I think he also fought in World War II, didn't he?
Yeah, and I guess he...
Against the Jews?
Yeah, because he was British. I don't think them and the Germans were getting along, but I don't think he was disagreeing too much with Hitler. That's such a shame,
I guess
too.
it's like a Union officer that like hated
Jews?
black people.
Like a
Slaves.
union.
Yeah.
It's like if you were fighting... Yeah, it's like, look, I don't like... Oh, I'm not even going to do the impression, yeah.
Anyway, back to Last Action.
So
Hero.
let me ask you this. Why do you guys like it?
Phillip, you go first.
It's a fun satire of action movies all thrown into one.
Yes.
What I was going to say,
Me
though,
too.
like, one of my iconic bad guys in movies
It's fucking David French in that movie. Is it David French? Is that his name?
I don't remember, but he looks like my buddy's dad. But the
Oh,
guy
Charles
with
Dance?
the
Charles
guy
Dance. David French
with
is
the
a fucking
different-
guy on Twitter I follow.
with the guy with that would change his glass eye out.
He
The
was,
British guy.
Oh, with the smiley face one.
Yeah.
Did you know that Alan Rickman was
bullseye.
originally going to play that character?
You know
Who?
what? I'm glad it wasn't Alan Rickman. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I love Alan Rickman. Love him, and I would
I think it would have
understand.
killed his career.
You know what? I'll be honest. It might have.
Yeah.
But John McTiernan and him had already worked on Die Hard, so I get that. Why did he pass, or was there a
I think-
conflict of schedule or something?
I think he did pass because I don't think he was really. I think his schedule was clear, but I think it was just
He wasn't feeling it.
he just wasn't feeling it.
Well, I think Charles Dance, who wound up being on Game of Thrones as the elder
Tyrion
Mm-hmm.
Lannister.
Tyrion Lannister, he was so good in that, by the way. BT
Speaking
dubs.
of Shane Black,
Yeah.
Okay, so what did he have to do with Monster Squad?
He was the co-writer.
Okay, so he must have casted. Okay, who played the Jack the Ripper kind of guy? It was he was in RoboCop 2 and Monster Squad as Frankenstein.
Hold on, I know exactly who it is. Hold on, don't look it up. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. It's Tom Noonan.
Tom Noonan.
He was
Nah.
also in
Yeah.
this Last Action Hero as my favorite scary bad guy of all time.
Jack
Was
the
it
Ripper?
He was the Ripper. Yeah,
Yeah, the Ripper.
That's what we talked about.
He
yeah.
was so. Oh, so that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Fucking sorry about that. Guys. I'm
Speaking of
sorry.
Last
I
Action
wasn't
Hero,
listening. He's so good in that.
I
Tom
had-
Noonan is great in
Yeah.
that.
Do you know what's another movie Tom Noonan's really good in?
Hold on, stop.
House
Hammer
of the Devil.
Time. Not House. Dude, that movie's fucking good.
Fucking
That is such a great
crazy.
slow burn. It's so well made. Fucking Ty West made that.
Got that
It's such
1980s retro
Oh
feel.
fuck yeah! And they even had it down to the font and the music they were using. One kiss leads to another. That soundtrack.
And then it
is
had
sick. Tom
that-
Noonan's in it
yeah.
though.
Which movie?
House of the Devil by Ty
okay.
West.
It-
Such
it had-
such a good movie.
They don't ride like that anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
yeah.
But Tom Noonan was amazing. Literally the creepiest fucking on-screen
Yeah.
characters are played by him because he was also in Manhunter, which
That's what I was
is
gonna bring
Okay.
up.
yeah, and he is so fucking good as
That was like the prequel to
Red Dragon.
Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Silence
Yeah.
of the Lambs because Brian
Had
Cox.
the CSI guy.
Brian Cox was the first guy to play Hannibal Lecter
Yeah.
before my man Anthony Michael Hall stepped in to play him.
Chazelnick.
You can't even keep your straight face on that.
No, I couldn't. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I always like Tom Noonan, and I really liked his performance here.
Did you? Okay, that's what I'm curious about. So, did you find it genuinely creepy?
It It is. It's a creepy performance. And
Your problem,
and
I guess,
works.
is the tonal shifts that it takes.
He looked like Trevor from GTA 5.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that... Hold on, we're on, like, different paths here.
No, we're all on the
it's like
same
GTA,
path,
man.
and it's to the grave, motherfucker.
Okay, damn. Okay, good point.
Cradle to the grave.
So Tom Noonan... I like Tom Noonan because it is scary, but it's also that perfect, representation of the one-dimensional scary villain.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's nothing to him except to say creepy, scary shit and to
Scuzzy,
kill people.
yeah, scuzzy, scary.
What about the shot where he throws that
it.
fucking badass fucking battle axe or whatever?
I had
he's
that
got?
video game on Sega.
Shut the flip up. Was that
Yeah.
a video game?
Yeah, and I had a
Side-scroller?
Last Action Hero. It was a side scroll beat 'em up
Well, it was
slash
Sega,
shooter.
so I guess, right.
Then it had like little car levels and the like Cadillac.
No way.
It was so fun.
Was it?
Also,
Okay.
I had a punching bag, like the inflatable ones that you would hit, go back up
The
and
little
down.
pop-up
the
ones?
Weeble Wobble ones,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Weeble
That was like
Wobbles.
Schwarzenegger. And then I had
Hold on,
Last
wait,
Action
you
Hero
had-
action figures.
Hold on. They made one where you were punching Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
I
It
guess
was
the
weird.
point is he never goes down, he always comes back
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's kind of cool. Never mind.
Who played the Reaper? It's a German guy. Who played Death in that?
Oh, Ian McKellen.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's not German. He's openly gay, though.
He's English.
That's pretty German.
Yeah, he has that line where he's talking to
Well, that was-
Jack and Danny, and
Yeah.
he's like, "I'm not letting you take him," and he goes, "I'm not here for him." And then he looks at Danny and goes, "But I'll be here for you, Grandpa," or something.
Yeah, it's a reference to, but have you guys ever said that was a reference to, they were in the Ingmar Bergman movie, Seventh Seal, which is, it's a weird fucking movie. You
It's
might
been
not
a while
like
since
it,
I've seen it.
Yeah.
which means Kale hasn't seen it. And
No, it's been a while. It's been like I saw it in like a film class.
Oh, okay, right. It makes sense they would play that. It's basically about a warrior who plays chess with death.
Yeah.
For 2 hours.
Okay.
It's not the most exciting movie. It's
Sounds-
a classic.
Well,
though.
it's chess.
It is
so.
a classic.
I mean, obviously, it's a classic.
It ain't checkers.
Lots of really.
Oh, what is that?
Checkers?
What is Checkers? The place with the fries that you dip into the milkshake? Because I love them.
Oh,
Oh.
Checkers is that like hamburger place.
Have you ever made a milkshake?
Yes.
Okay, what's your go-to milkshake you make? God, you make like all the. You got a sweet tooth, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm a big
Kill
guy.
you one day.
I know. I should stop.
You should just eat red meat and drink coffee. Black coffee.
Just like my daddy did back on the ranch.
Just like John
I think I'll
Wayne.
die quicker if I do that.
So what are you trying to? What, you think you're eating too many sweets or something?
No,
I would rather shit steak and
Oh, I
coffee.
know.
Did we hear him? I just
Okay.
asked him a question we
I
were
know.
curious about.
Oh,
Phil.
I know. I eat too many sweets.
My dick hurts. I gotta.
Oh shit! Well, can he go pee real quick?
Yeah.
Why don't we take a break?
No.
So I'm
But-
trying to get back to. I'm trying to figure out where we're at.
You got thrown off. I get it. We talk stupid shit sometimes. Okay, so here's where we
Where were we? Where were we?
we were at. I think we were kind of talking about individual things we liked or didn't like, and what I'm kind of curious about, because I'm a big fan, and we've established that, right? So like,
Yes.
what's, I guess, what scene, if you could point one out, where you like, I'm not feeling that, or that you thought was kind of ham-fisted, or maybe could have, been done better, or maybe even cut out, because you said it is long. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes for an action comedy. That's pretty long. Yeah, I agree. 90 minutes always does it.
The one scene I would cut out, or actually there's multiple, but the one scene I definitely would cut out is just the whole plot of him getting robbed at the house at the beginning. That's the one that it's just like it's so easy to cut out because, like, just have him like go out to the house, go out, get to the theater, and then and that's the end of the plot.
But what that shows, the scene where he's robbed, is that he doesn't have a hero in his life, which is
Yeah.
why when he gets to the theater, he can really absorb this hero on the screen who's larger than life, and he stops all the bad and the evil.
Right, but I
It's
already
his
got
church.
that.
That's his church, yeah. And
I already got that in in what he sees as from how he views the projectionist, and also how he views Jack Slayer. Like Jack Slayer.
Yeah, but that gives you a real direct connection, I would say, because if his friendship with the projectionist, the owner of the place, I think Frank, right?
Yeah, the child molester.
With his connection with Frank, what?
I'm just joking.
Oh, with his connection with Frank is more that he's so lonely that his only friend is this septuagenarian fucking old movie theater owner.
Who was that guy?
I always forget his name, but he's so good.
He was in Mrs. Doubtfire.
That's right.
He was the
But Kale, what I'm saying. Get off your fucking phone.
I'm pulling up the cast of crew.
Okay, but get off of that. Come here.
You should make show notes instead of being an unorganized piece of shit. I'm just kidding.
Philip's so mean.
You know me.
Yeah, he's kidding with you.
I'm all edgy and
But
fuck.
I think that in showing that he got robbed because he's in New York City, he's a kid on his own, but he also has no friends with which to back him up, and to then show that he's robbed in this real world, this cold, dark real world, to then go to the cinema where he can be in this fantasy land with this amazing.
You know what's weird about that?
Hold on, I'm talking.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I'm making such the best point ever made.
I made a boo-boo.
You're actually convincing me. You're actually.
There's this cold, dark world, the real world, and then he gets to go to this fantasy place where he gets to see this unstoppable Greek mythic hero who can just stop all the bad guys. And then that way, when he gets actually transported into that world, he's meeting his hero. That way, at the end, when they wind up back in New York City, he does protect him from evil. And it's both real-world evils and evils that are also follow them out of the silver screen. And I think that's kind of an important thing that they put in there.
All right.
If that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense because the way I look at it is the character is shown multiple times. Hold on.
I'm letting you.
Philip's raising his hand.
keep
We'll get to him in a
Kale.
second. Kale, go
The
on.
character is shown multiple times that he's a coward.
Danny.
Danny, yeah, he's a coward.
Yeah.
And
I was at that age and still am.
Yeah.
And look, it's fine. Like it's okay, but you're just showing another. But there's just so many times where we see it already that.
But that's in the first 10 minutes.
Right.
That he gets robbed. I mean, that's
and
the
it's
first 10 minutes is always to kind of set up.
Sure, and we just see it, numerous times, and also, it really is just like we took a left turn right there, just in how it's executed. I mean,
How he's robbed? I mean, I don't think it was that big of a left turn. They didn't fucking rape him.
but there is a scene where the
deleted
robber literally is just like, you think you have the guts to use the knife,
Right.
and it's just like, shit, what movie did we just walk into? Like,
Well, but you're going from reality to fantasy.
Yeah, and then back again.
sure.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are scenes that are so over the top goofy that they almost kill it for me. And I'm talking about the scene with the mafia funeral where the guy,
It's a
big
Zucker moment.
On the skyscraper?
the big fart and all that stuff is
But
so
that's-
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Oddly enough, that's my favorite scene in the whole movie because it's just so, it's such a Zucker Abrams moment of just like, let's just have the nun have a machine gun. Let's have the
Right.
grandma.
You gotta stay packed, man.
I'm not
It's
knocking-
the mafia.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm not knocking that. What I mean to say, I guess, is if I was going to pick a scene where I go, that's because it's so slapstick in a movie that is slapsticky as shit, right? But you know what? I take it back. Fuck me. I'm an idiot. You guys are right. But you've got to admit, I made a really good point there.
You did.
About the robbery and what that ties to with his love of Jack Slater. When I was a kid, I looked at Arnold Schwarzenegger the same way as Danny. I was this lame, fat, made fun of kid. I was sort of the black sheep of my family. At least I felt that way. And then when I would turn on fucking Last Action Hero or, go with the more serious ones, fucking Commando. Rocky to go with any of the big action guys. If I watched anything with those guys, I felt like a fucking champ,
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
So what I mean is I always went to cinema to escape, right?
Like Danny does.
To find my heroes. Yeah, so I totally side with Danny on this. I think Danny, and I think him getting robbed was again showing this cold, dark reality he had versus this big magical world, which is the old school fucking movie theater and the movie on the silver screen. I mean, there's nothing better than that. I miss the movie theater. I go there as often as I can, that's not true. I wish I made it there more often.
Yeah, me too. I just hate people.
Yeah, but I think you should start getting out and seeing movies too.
You should see more people.
Damn, Kale just put you on blast. Ooh, Philip didn't look like he took that.
Anyway.
Yeah,
But
anyway,
we'll
I'm
put
not
your
even
hand
going
up
to
for it.
start
Here's my
with
thing,
that.
though. If you look at Last Action Hero, doesn't it pay a little bit of homage
Yeah.
to Karate Kid? You have Danny, the single mother, and he finds
Sure.
someone to mentor him and make him, tough.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's
just,
that's
yeah.
kind of the classic motif, though, with that, is that you've got the
Get the main
the lack of a
character.
male figure in the family life, and then he finds the surrogate dad.
Yeah, and years later, you
In
have
the
a movie
Ice
called
Age.
Sidekicks.
Sorry?
The wise sage, or the wise old man.
Yeah,
or
you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
that becomes the teacher that allows him, that grows him.
And doesn't molest him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Sidekicks? It was basically a cheap Last Action
Yeah,
Hero.
that was some weak-ass last
Yeah, it
action
was
hero
like,
shit. You know what? I never thought about how
It
close
is.
those two are.
It
It's
is.
exactly. It's a weak-ass. Tell them
You
what
get
it is.
Chuck. All right. So you have
Real quick.
a nerdy kind of kid with asthma that fantasizes all day about being Chuck Norris's sidekick in different movies. So through the movie, he's like in school, goes to sleep in class, dreams he's a
I've heard
ninja
of
or a
this movie.
cowboy or a soldier. And it's almost the same thing, even though Sidekicks is fucking stupid as shit. I'll still watch it.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know, when I watch it, I remember eating Nutter Butters and sitting in my grandmother's apartment in
It's when you could eat
Norcross.
stuff like that and it didn't matter.
Oh yeah. And I
Yeah.
remember sitting there watching it, and she goes, and she sat there, and she goes, Chuck Norris is so handsome. Because she loved, what's the TV show on USA back in the day?
Walker, Texas Ranger.
She loved her some
God,
Walker.
my dad
man.
loved it because Chuck Norris always drove Dodge, which is my dad's love
Your
for
dad
Dodge.
is such a fucking
well,
old
see, my
boy.
dad has been a Dodge and Chrysler guy since like the 60s.
Your dad is so goddamn southern. It's ridiculous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. I don't mean
When
that as
he
a
says
knock.
dates, like say it's 1985, he says 1985.
He seriously does.
Yeah.
Like Philip caught a little bit of that because Philip will say, I went up to the Walmart or I was watching The Family Guy.
Yeah.
I see him shit for it, but that's just kind of their thing.
Yeah, my dad rubs off on me.
Yeah, because like my dad will say fucking pissa, and I say like grimy northern sounding shit.
Yeah.
You know.
That's just how it is.
Hey, it is what it is. What did you take from your parents that like, has
Their social lives.
there's
I'm just joking.
That's a good question.
It's a good question because
I don't know it.
really, have you ever thought about it? You never really thought about it, I guess, because I just recently started thinking.
What are
about it.
things that like your parents do that you do, either your mom or your dad? Because
Like,
with
yeah.
my mom, I get the self-conscious thing. Like I always think I'm really fat, but I'm not.
I have the same thing
Yeah.
from my mom.
Yeah.
I have the Mark Maron syndrome where like I had a bipolar father and I had the mom who was always conscious about weight. So I have like mood problems, not bipolar, thank goodness, but I have mood problems like anxiousness.
Yeah.
And I always think I'm fat.
Well, yeah, see, my mom was like 105 pounds and would just walk up to me when I'm like 12 and she goes, "Do you think I'm fat?" And I'm like, "No."
And don't talk to me like that because you're making me crazy now.
Yeah.
I'm a little kid.
Thank you. I'm 9.
Well, it's same thing with your dad, where your dad was not a very open guy. He was
Yeah.
just kind of like a son.
Yeah.
I love you, and that was it. And now you're a guy who has to learn how to open
Yeah,
up. Same
I'm
thing with
like
my dad.
Fucking Sam Elliott,
Like, my dad is-
cowboy. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a sarsaparilla. Like that's how my family
I'll
is.
take a soda over a beer.
Yeah, exactly. My dad, I've said this before. I know facts about my dad. I know where he's from. I know all that
Yeah.
stuff, but I don't feel like I know my dad. Does that make sense? Like, I don't feel like you know what I mean? Like, I know his age. I know when he was born.
Yeah.
And all that kind of shit. But I don't know him deep
Yeah,
down. I don't know if I do want to know either. Like, you know,
I don't wanna
I might find
know.
out some crazy shit. Like, well,
Well, sometimes I put
And then you
baby
find out you have an
rabbits in
older
a pillowcase and I hit them against an oak tree.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, Dad, what the fuck?
Yeah, some things are best left
I
unanswered.
jerk off on roadkill.
Kale? You and
do
your
that?
dad? Like, do you ever have that kind of thing where it's just like you don't really know the guy much and
I mean, I know who my father is. And what I
Right.
mean by that is I know the kind of person my father is. And I know him from like the back of my hand. I know a lot about him, and I know emotionally what you're referring to is you don't is it what you're referring to, is it more of like you don't know your dad, like who he is, like what personality he is, or is it
No, I mean, like, you can see personality. I mean, like, I don't know. Like I said earlier,
The man
I've never
beneath
had
all.
a high opinion of myself. I've always been kind of like low confidence, and I try and act like I'm fucking cool and stuff, but deep
Yeah.
down
I know,
I'm
I've seen
dying
it.
inside and all that kind of shit. And I don't know if he has that. I mean, I can guess, but I don't know. He's never fucking talked to me like that. You know what I mean? He was always just like, "Sport, how you doing?"
I just pat you on the head. I ain't
Hey, and then, yeah,
sport.
yeah. Go to fuck upstairs.
Go-
you know, that kind of stuff, right?
do your homework?
Go play
Yeah.
cup and ball.
Do your fucking homework and fucking
Yeah.
fucking socks are playing the night.
But
fucking, yeah.
Oh.
back to Last Action.
Hold on, I was asking a question to
sorry.
him. We were having a real moment.
Well, it has to do with this.
Then I'm being a poop head and
Yeah.
go on.
You should let me. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you think a lot of the Danny thing and watching those movies, that was his vision of his father figure being
Oh wow.
only like that was he only had his mother, he didn't have a father figure, probably never knew him.
And that's what he was looking for in Jack Slater.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gotta be.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are hitting a nerve that I think is there, but I didn't see it there. If that makes any sense, I didn't
No,
see.
okay. Do you mean? Okay, sorry.
You're hitting this nerve of like you guys
Kale.
understand the movie. What?
Get on, Mike.
You guys understand what the movie is trying to do, and you understand the subtext of the film. For me, the subtext never came across that way because it doesn't take too much time to do that. And also, I don't think that was the goal. I don't think that's the goal of the movie. I don't think that's the goal of the film to be this, heavy story, this kind of story about, a kid looking for a father figure. I think
I think it is.
But should a movie? Okay, so
I don't-
I think that people like it is with music, or poetry, is you see something and you make your own interpretation.
Right,
And
so you mean like what you took from Last Action Hero
Yeah.
is that it's about a father and son, or like the need for a father,
Yes.
or like a kid's, and that's how I feel about it too. Like, so
And I-
Kale, what do you think about that? You're a critic. There's the modern version of critiquing is to say, and this has been around for what 20, 30 years now, is to say you can never pass judgment on what the artist was thinking. You can only take from it what you psychologically were able to connect with, or
Yes.
what troubled you with it. Do you
Right.
agree with that theory of critiquing?
I do, because not everyone has the advantage of knowing the filmmakers personally. Not everyone knows the advantage. Not everyone has the advantage of going behind the scenes and learning what was going through the writer's mind, or what was
Right.
going through the director's decisions, especially when a movie does come out, because we don't have the access to, when we first see a movie, to then pop in the movie again and listen to audio commentary or
Right, or interviews.
Yeah, we
you
don't
know.
have that.
So what then? Like Phillip and I took from it is a boy who really wants a father figure and finds one, which I think is very upfront.
Same
in that
with
movie.
Daniel and Karate Kid.
Right, exactly, with Mr. Miyagi. So what was it that you took from it that you think that movie's about?
I think the film is ultimately about. It's about the overwrought of action movies and what they're all about, and how they fit into our everyday, zeitgeist, and how they fit into our world, and what they kind of aspire, out of not only kids, but what they aspire out of us in general, because we need that escapism, and what does that mean, and also what does it mean to be in that escapism world, and what does it also mean, when it reaches outward, when it reaches back out to our reality. And I think that's what Last Action Hero is trying to do, is it's trying to be the story of what does fantasy mean to us, and then what does it mean to us in the real world when it comes back.
No, I agree
it's
with that.
Also reality versus fantasy, which is what we, to be honest, as human beings, we face every day.
Right.
Yeah, right. It's trying to escape. Like, how often? I mean, I would say for myself, 20 times a day that you try and escape your fucking current scenario.
Every day.
Exactly.
Oh, we all do.
Whether it be cigarettes, drinking, listening to music to change your mood, fucking watching a movie, all that kind of stuff.
We always want to
working
be something
escape
else.
our current situation.
Even if your current situation's not bad, it's just you always. I feel
You
like
just want something else, a change of scenery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's good to just kind of step away for a second, or if you're just not taking stock of how good you might have it, like being grateful for what you have, like even that, right? Like, I had a father figure, like I had a father who was present, right? We didn't always get along, so I feel like I've often looked for father figures elsewhere as well. But what I realized over the past couple of years was I had a dad who was there.
Paid the bills, didn't beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah, that's not good enough.
I know it's not.
I had a dad who also had his problems, but really, really worked on them over the years.
Yeah.
Where, like, now when I see him, when I go up to Boston to visit, I'm like, fuck, I miss the shit out of this guy. Love this guy. But it was not like that when I was living there. When I was living there with him, it was tense.
Well, see, that's the opposite of me. My mom was the if you had to do an 80s movie, she was the colonel, and I was the one that's going to be every summer.
She was a paternal figure.
Might be sent to military school kind of thing. My dad was more of the open to talk to me, stuff like that. Hugged me more, said he loved me more, and stuff like that. I'm not saying my mom was a bitch when I was 9.
So it was a role reversal.
Yes. But when I got a little older, and of course I was a little mouthy, me and my mom didn't get along.
Yeah, but when your mom died, you were still 20.
Yeah.
You didn't have the time to actually
I was still
work.
a kid,
But you didn't have the time to work through shit.
Nah, it
and
took 10
you
years.
You would have if she was there, and I'm glad you did it on your own, But yeah, it took 10 years. I mean, look at the amount of time shit takes. So when you look at a movie like this, it also hits another fucking bone of mine, which is how amazing movies are.
Yeah.
That's the point of this fucking. I don't know if it's the point of this podcast, but it's what got you into it, right? You saw a movie and you were like, "Fuck, I want to
do something in this.
I want to do something in this." Right? Me too, Philip. You too.
Yeah.
He acts. I direct. You critique and direct and produce and stuff.
Oh yeah, I do my own shit. Yeah.
I tape wires to the ground.
Hey, that's pretty good. You
It
do
is.
that
I
too.
like it.
That's good work.
I
People
like
get paid
the
for
back area stuff too.
Yeah, you're helping, Yeah, like I said, tomorrow we're throwing Philip a little party because he's been super amazing for
You
us
busy
recently.
tomorrow?
Hey, are you busy tomorrow? Because we're going to be over here doing a cookout.
Be grilling out, having some beers.
It's just going to be me, Alejandro,
Smoking
and Philip.
stoves.
It's me, Alejandro, and Philip. Please.
Way to put me on the spot on my own podcast.
But could you?
Well, if you have shit to do,
I'll see what I can. I'll see what I have to do because I have to edit this podcast tomorrow.
Can you do it early and come over at
it'll be
7 or 8?
like 6 or 7. So.
6 or 7?
I'll see what I can do. I'm still.
Kale, please.
I promise. I'll see what I can do.
We want you here. We like you.
Yeah, we do.
I know.
We speak your name. Please come.
Thank you. I
Please
will
come.
do whatever I can. I'll do whatever I
If
can.
you don't come tomorrow, you are disinvited from the friendship circle.
Like, it's not my birthday, but it's my birthday, bro.
Yeah, it's his birthday.
Isn't
bro.
it his triangle of us three?
No, because Alejandro will be there.
That'll be a square, man.
That'll be it's a square. It's a good point. Well, it'll wind up
Maybe
being a triangle
Jenkins
if you
will
don't
show
come
up. It'll
over.
be
Gonna kick you out.
Weird triangle with another. It'd be like a weird square with a
Now,
little
this
notch.
is the question that's going to bake your noodle. Is it an isosceles or an equilateral? Oh, my God, I can't even say equilateral.
I ain't good at geometry.
Oh, my
I had to go to
God.
summer school for that
Okay.
shit.
It was algebra.
Okay, I'll
cuss
come.
me.
I'll come.
All right.
There.
I'll come.
C-O-M-E or C-U-M? So I do have a
C-O-M-E.
bathroom and you can shoot into the bowl. Just flush it, though.
All right,
All right, we're at an hour. Is this a way to end the show? I think we've nailed it. I think we figured it out. Kale was wrong. Phillip and I got it right. This movie's badass. See it. 2 thumbs way the fuck up.
Yeah, you guys had some interesting points, which I was actually like, okay, yeah, that's some good points. Cause,
Yeah.
And I think what clouds it a lot more is, I know a lot about the production history because after my first screening, which I promise I had no idea about the production history when I first saw it. I just was seeing the movie. When I read the production process of the movie, I think that clouds it a bit because I know
That it was a troubled production?
it's a troubled production, and I know.
But does a troubled production mean a bad movie?
Yeah, I mean, I like Waterworld.
No, but
Hold on, that
You can
goes
see-
against the point I was trying to make. Like Raging Bull had a lot of personal and emotional strife going on all over the place.
I mean, even Titanic had issues.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, Jack Dawson wasn't in my mouth. God.
I mean, a lot of movies have issues. It's just Last Action Heroes issues, which I'll get into later.
On what? The other podcast?
Yeah, I got a couple more people we're doing the show with.
You doing Titanic?
No,
Oh, you mean with other people about this one?
Yeah.
Who you having on?
I'll let you know in a little bit.
Because you don't. No, let us know now. I mean, first off, you won't commit to coming over to Philip's non-birthday party, where we're celebrating the fact that he's been great at helping us with marketing, that he's helped us out on a bunch of stuff. He was great at acting. He's never complained, and we're gonna throw this for him. And you're not gonna come to
Hot
that.
dogs and hamburgers. And
thought
then
I
we'll
was
get you a
coming.
cake.
Okay, it's hot dogs, hamburgers. You bring the dick cheesecake. We'll have a blast, right? And you won't even.
First, I
tell
gotta
us-
find a mold that'll allow that.
I think you could make one out of balsa wood or something, but you won't tell us who you're having on this podcast. How do we know you're not going to have like fucking Hitler's reanimated corpse or fucking
Walt Disney.
Steve Bannon or some fucking psycho on here? Like, I want to know.
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
Bruce Wang.
Bruce Wang. Bruce Wu-Tang.
All right, I'll tell you, but it'll be right after this podcast.
That's so gay.
That's so gay.
I know.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
All right,
I'm Michael.
whatever. I'm Phillip. This is the Phillip and...
Damn it.
What?
You're Kale. What's your
Yes.
sign-off? What's your normal sign-off?
Oh, hoi hoi.
You can find me on Twitter at MovieKale, and you can also follow the show at The Youth Critic, and then you can also follow the channel that distributes this podcast at KC Network. All on Twitter. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll be back with you soon.
Did you name your sponsors?
Sick
Oh, yeah.
burn,
Sick
bro.
burn, motherfucker. Woo. Audible.com.
Later, bitches.
Audible.com/PMS.
Is that we're done? Yeah. Oh, okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'm Michael,
I'm Phillip.
and that was Kale.
Summer, it's head-on thrills.
I have killed people smarter and younger than you.
Head-first excitement.
I hate when it happens.
He's got the ticket!
Now I possess power. Real power.
He's going over to my world!
In this world, the bad guys can win.
The door must still be open, come on!
If I go, how do I get back?
And it's coming at you from both sides of the screen.
Where am I now?
This isn't the movies anymore, Jack. Please be careful, things were different here.
Damn it, that hurt.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is Jack Slater.
This hero stuff has its limits.
And Jack Slater is
Everybody down! Now!
the last action hero. The big ticket for 93.
I'll be back. Ha! You did not gonna say that, did you?
That's what you always say.
I do?